The video's going.
We're live! It is, folks. It's time for another session of The Beat Goes On Global Internet Radio Show with Mark and Lisa.
And it's been a long time since the first appearance by, how old were you then? 16-year-old?
16, yes, I was 16.
And it was a solo acoustic performance, and he still just went wow.
He is wow.
Yeah, so we wanted to open the show with a full representation of the band as it is today, and if you haven't already seen them, you really need to do that.
You really do.
And so, welcome back, my young old friend.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here, Mark. Thank you so much.
Always good to hang out with you guys. And Jim.
Yeah, let's introduce.
What's happening?
Let's introduce the band.
Glad to be back.
But
everybody's looking good.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, Dad was here. Jim Cade on the bass, and then James Martin, the newest addition to.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
He's Mr. Powerhouse.
Yeah, he's.
And I made the joke in the pre-show proceedings that James is kind of a Jamaican.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, what? And it's like, well, you know, the old Saturday Night Live skit where they were sitting around in Jamaica Jamaica and going, how many jobs you got, man?
How many jobs you got, man?
Well, that's perfect for James because it's like, how many bands are you in, man?
3 at the moment.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and this is what Southern Colorado does. And, you know, we got to say once again, James is the newest addition. He's from Colorado Springs, but we got to welcome Jim and Jacob back and Claudia in the back on the business end.
Yep.
That came down from Parker.
She's somewhere. We got to get her a mic sometime.
She can
likes to talk
talk through Ed's mic.
Sure,
Yeah,
why
so-
not? You guys are a wonderful family. I love what you guys do.
Well, and that's it. Now that we've expanded the show to 2 hours, there's a whole lot more time to just relax and get to know everything you want to know and hear some great music too. Because with an hour, it was like, man, hurry up, don't talk too much because we want to play more music. And well, it's over.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was definitely it went crazy fast. I remember that.
It
and
does go fast.
Yeah, and we were in I remember we were in a tiny place and we were sitting, me and you were sitting on a couch.
Uh-huh.
And then Dad was there. I think we were all, no, you were on the other side.
Yeah, I was in the big chair.
Yeah.
And you guys were on the couch.
We were on the,
it was like the psychiatrist thing.
Good times for sure. And then we met you at the Slash concert.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
You know, and this is the kind of thing that you definitely want to be part of. You know, when you have someone on your show and the conversation is so cool because you know them and you hang out with them and you run into them at the craziest places. And if you see Jacob, you know why he was at the Slash show.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Slash is like probably, yeah. Everything I do, I try to base off of what he does. You know, whether it's mostly it's the way he plays, but also the way he acts, the way he dresses, the way he carries himself. I look up to him a lot. Slash is definitely my man.
I think you got it going on, young man.
Oh, thank you very much.
The first time I saw you was, a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And first of all, I didn't realize that it was going to be you, okay? I just didn't. And then when you went out there and you just tore it up, man.
Thank you so
much. You blew me
much.
away. I was out there dancing and screaming. I could hardly talk the next day.
Oh, great.
It was
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
Well, I just had to work real hard because I compiled and put up the first Battle for Bratfest appearance that you did.
I saw that. That was an awesome video.
Well, you guys were awesome because you did it.
Oh,
I mean,
awesome.
I just captured the stuff, you know?
That was really cool. Yeah, I think we all watched it. James, right? Me and James were talking about it just today. I don't know if you heard. There's been a ton of video from like the past couple shows that we played, and it's like, wow, this is cool, man.
And there you go.
Yeah, people are starting to kind of take kind of action towards us and like coming to see us, and it's pretty cool. Like me and my mom and my dad were talking. It's like we're starting to feel like rock stars now. It's pretty cool.
And Sunshine Studios, what a great place to play.
Oh man,
We
definitely.
love our sponsors and our partners, and we just love it when the logo comes up on the projectors on the stage, and when we're there, we yell and scream and say, everybody, look, look, look.
That makes me so proud every time I see that.
Yeah, but no, that's another family business that, there's really, this is really where the love comes when you do the family thing,
Absolutely. Great people. Tony and everybody out there is just amazing.
Tony and Christina especially, she's very cool to talk to and hang out with, and she digs the band too. Tony and Christina and everyone that works as sound guys, they really dig our sound and stuff. So it's
we have another guest in the back room from Sunshine 2. Let Kevin Moore say a little hello and acknowledge his presence. He was going to come in last week, but he was a little sick, huh?
Yeah,
Are you still contagious, man?
No, not contagious. I haven't had an outbreak in a few days.
Oh, okay.
No, I appreciate being here. I saw them for the first time a few weeks ago, and it was amazing. And then finding out it's family involved, I definitely wanted to be a part of this and see you guys live. So I appreciate Mark and Ed and Lisa for letting me be here.
Thank you very much, man. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll have to come around and I'll shake your hand after we're done and everything.
Well, this
All right.
is, this
Thank
is the concept of everything we do, you know, and once again, the show is always based around the Southern Colorado Musicians and Artists Cooperative group page on Facebook that's growing, 4,600 plus members wanting to go listen to Colorado music. And, you know, we used to originally title it Southern Colorado, but man, you know, the response has been so cool from the state, and we've gotten agencies and publicists and people contacting us and wanting to get on this, and we really enjoy that stuff because we've just grown. In fact, we put up the solicitation Monday for new likes, and we got like 35 likes in 2 days.
It's exciting. We're on fire right now, and I'm excited to be a part of it. I know that.
I know. Don't put us out.
No water.
But yeah, I mean, this was something that we really wanted to be a part of with you know, the whole Bratfest idea that Michael Alexander brought to Sunshine, and got, you know, since this is internet radio, we can say, you know, Kilo, that those guys. You know, that's what I can say, those guys.
Yeah.
Ox was pretty cool. He was pretty surprised that we all surrounded him at the stage one night. And, you know, this is what we do. We did a lot of videos. We did some short interviews, and we're putting them up. And the clips are, man, there's a few, I mean, some of them are up to 1,000 views.
Already, and we
Yeah.
just put them up this afternoon.
That's cool.
And
It's exciting.
Kill it.
yeah, so we wanted to do a lot more. And, you know, I put together all the clips because I just did single songs at a time to make sure that, you know, somebody didn't run into the camera like sometimes happens. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's a fun environment. That's the thing about Sunshine. You don't have to worry about getting angry, or nobody's going to go off and you're in my space thing. It's
Yeah.
like, man, they're just so cool.
Well,
Everyone comes
it's like a
to
rock
listen.
show when you go in there because they, you know, the crowd is very responsive.
Yeah.
It's one of the most responsive crowds that I've, you know, played with in Colorado. Because they.
So that's the parallel I was going to make. You guys live in Parker, man, but, you know, you've been down here a few times, but I think you're going to come down a lot more, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we-
bet. And another thing, all the bands that we've ever played with are so very cool. We just talk to each other and
Yeah.
pick each other up, and it's a really awesome environment.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, you know, we really, you know, prior to kind of finding the Colorado Springs kind of area, we looked towards more playing out of state, which we kind of, you know, got more onto. And that was where we would, you know, find the more responsive crowds, you know, the people that were like, oh, well, I've never seen you before. You must be, you know, someone, you know, important or something like that. It's like that kind of thing. You can't be a rock star in your own town. You know what I'm saying? So it's.
Well, we encourage, you know, and that's part of the show is we try and do some mentoring with every show that we have guests on, because there's always a different perspective and there's always a different viewpoint that everyone, you know, you speak differently, but the whole thought process is usually very much the same. That this is kind of everybody says this could be a hub, like Austin or
I've been hearing
Portland or Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
Boy, we're going to do our best to try and make that happen.
Yeah.
You know, because that's, I have some pride here. And, you know, you mentioned James being the new drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep. Mark,
you wanna tell the story?
Mark got us together with James, and we're very thankful. Thank you so much for.
It just makes us happy as heck to do this stuff. You
Yeah,
know?
and James contacted my mom, I think, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'd like to jam with you." What was it, like a day after, right?
Yeah, Mark, you sent me the link that they were looking for a drummer. I contacted Claudia. They invited me up to Parker. I sat in with them. They showed me, a couple of jams, gave me a CD, and fed me dinner the same night. So I have not been able to say no since.
That's
We have a good time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they're very hospitable, and I love working with these guys. It's a ton of fun. Yeah.
You know, was that really, Jim, was that really the big incentive to get someone to go on tour with you to Ohio?
Yeah, exactly. And I tell you, working with a perfectionist and a drummer perfectionist in Jacob and James, it's really an awesome thing to see when they collaborate and talk to each other and talk about timing the hits and when to stop and when to go, and it's lots of fun.
Yeah, one thing that I've said a few times that I really enjoy about working with Jacob is he knows what he wants to hear, and he knows how to say it. So in the middle of practice, you know, the first couple of times we got together and jammed, I was still learning the songs and I was still trying to feel my way into the band and things like that. And he wasn't afraid to turn around and tell me, okay, you missed that fill. Try to do it like this, and it wasn't malicious, you know. It was like, hey man, you know, we're working here, and let's get this done and make it sound really good. And I wouldn't have it any other way. It takes a lot of confidence to turn around and tell somebody, hey, this is what I want from you, and then also to be able to take a critique from them as well, you know. So
yeah, and James has definitely put his input in the band. He brings a different element to all of us, and it's just like I've never had the band sound like this. You know, playing with so many different drummers, I feel like the band's gone through a lot of different kind of modes or kind of versions. And you know, this one I've never been able to work with a drummer that also has input in what he wants to play and what he wants us to play and what, you know, the show should look like and what he's gonna do, you know, during this part of the song or anything. So it's very I don't know what the word is, but it's
it feels good.
It's a little fulfilling to kind of work with someone that's also kind of has the same mindset as me, you know, as me and Dad, because, you know, me and Dad being from, you know, the same genes, like literally we have the same kind of you know, views on music most of the time. So for me,
raised you well.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So for me and him to have someone like James behind us and working with us is pretty awesome. So.
But I do get yelled at a lot for not being sharp and crisp. And like,
no man, you kill it. Don't even.
Well, you know, that's one thing I wanted to really, why I wanted to get that video up before the show, because there was an awful lot of nonverbal communication going on between you three during that set. You know,
yeah,
there was a lot of looks and
which is good.
Gestures and acknowledgments, and you know,
yeah.
You guys looked like you were together.
Very professional.
And thank you very much. That's what we like to do. It's so much of a feel thing. Mm-hmm. When we go up on stage, it's not so much of a kind of planned out thing, because, you know, sometimes maybe I want to take this solo a little bit long, maybe I want to cut this solo a little bit short, maybe I want to sing something a little extra, maybe I want to say something at this part of the song, maybe we want to stop, you know. It's, so we all, you know, look at each other. Usually I'll look at James, and then Dad's kind of just looking at both of us, so he gets the hints and everything, so it just it works really well. It's, like I said, it's a sort of dynamic that just works. You know, it's pretty good.
And I got to tell you, James Brown is one of his favorite musicians, and he just loves the way James Brown can command his band on a heartbeat and just make the stop, make the move. It's pretty cool.
Well, somebody did make that point in some of the comments. It's like, yeah, he moves like James Brown, plays like Slash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I
Good,
appreciate that.
Didn't have to dress up tonight, but man, you're promoting yourself just fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So you all ready to go to Ohio?
I'm ready to go to Ohio.
That?
It's we're gonna go out at the end of May,
Okay.
through the beginning of June, and we're playing 5 shows out there. It's gonna be pretty awesome. The bands that we're see, my manager's telling me what to say. Okay, so we got on Sunday, May 29th, we have Sadie Renee's North Canton. On Tuesday, May 31st, we have Scully's in Columbus. Then we have on Thursday, June 2nd, we have the Bevy in Lakewood. That's Ohio. And then we have Friday, June 3rd, at Empire in Akron.
Akron, yeah.
Yep. And then on Saturday, June 4th, we have George's Lounge in Canton. So, yeah, we're making our rounds. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, just playing every night and just doing what I love to do and what these guys love to do. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. And we've been in contact with the bands out there that are gonna be opening up for us and everything, and they're really excited. They've been checking out our stuff, so It's
Well,
pretty.
that's
It's pretty
cool.
exciting. Yeah.
I I used to live in Ohio for 5 years, so
Really?
they love their rock and roll.
Yeah. Tell me about it. We went played a show in Cleveland not too long ago, and we like everyone was rock and roll this, rock and roll that. You know, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You gotta
Yeah.
go visit it. And we actually at the venue we played at. We got to. It was a thing where, if you go tell them that you played here and you give them a CD, they'll let you in for free. So we were like, oh, sweet. So we got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that place, I'm telling you, it's there's some things I was looking at, I was getting like emotional because it's like some of the,
History.
you know, these people actually were wearing this or playing this, or like it was just, especially things like Ray Charles glasses. I'm a huge Ray Charles fan,
Yeah.
so I was
Well,
like.
You play keyboards pretty well too.
Thank
man.
you very much.
Yeah.
I love the piano also as well as guitar. I took it up just recently. I think I've been playing for like, I don't know if it's been a year yet.
But a year and a half.
A year and a half, has it?
Less than a year.
Time goes.
Time flies.
Time
when
goes
you're
fast, I
17,
guess.
know.
Yeah. But yeah, and I just recently came across the movie about Ray Charles with Jamie Foxx.
It was a good movie, huh?
Yeah,
Very
man.
interesting, wasn't it?
And I was
Insightful.
just like wow, like there's no other word to describe what I felt towards that. I was just like, wow, like whoa, you know.
Yeah.
And just seeing like his glasses, and they had like flyers of old shows that he played. And actually, James Brown I think he was opening for James Brown or other way around. I'm not sure.
Sometime in that time.
Yeah, and it
Sure.
was crazy. So it's just that's one of those moments where I was like, wow. And another one was, of course, they had a bunch of Slash stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then they had John Paul Jones's bass and shirt, and I was like, I've watched him on video, like Zeppelin on video, many times, and I've seen the same with the like fake pears or whatever hanging off the grapefruits, and it was there, and it was just like wow. And I'm sure Dad has something to say about that place too.
Oh, it just thrills me to think that the Jacob Cade Project CD is sitting inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we gave it to him, and it was just a good feeling. All of the attractions there. We thought, well, we're going to get there. It's going to take us 3-4 hours to get through it. It took all day long. It was just an amazing place. If you guys get a chance to go, absolutely visit it. It's a wonderful place.
I spent 2 hours in the bookstore.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I also have to tell you, they had a Michael Jackson section.
Oh,
and
wow.
Michael Jackson is the reason that I love music and performance so much. People wouldn't think it because, you know, rock and roll, but like when I saw him, he was playing, it was Billie Jean, and it was Motown he was playing, and he did the moonwalk for the first time. I saw the video, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. Like, that's whatever that is, I want to do it. So Michael Jackson is definitely a big influence on me, and they had his glove and the Smooth Criminal outfit and like his one Grammy.
So cool.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Well, I got to tell you, this here's another plug, because we have our own YouTube channel, the Southern Colorado Musicians and Arts Cooperative YouTube channel, and we got over 700 Colorado shot videos on there, and we urge everyone to go check it out and subscribe. We've got 360 some subscribers right now that want to hear Colorado music, so
cool.
You're on there, but the point is that I just got to go the end of March up to the Oriental Theater because of my friend Mark Sundermeyer, the booking agent there, promoter extraordinaire, who also did the Toad Tavern for a long time, but he brought the Ultimate Guitar Tour to the Oriental Theater, which was Uli John Roth, Jennifer Batten, Michael Jackson's old guitar player. She's not old. She'd probably kick my butt if she heard me say that. Just a lovely soul. She is amazing. She does a one-person multimedia show. So I just put one of the videos up today. You got to check that out. She has this big screen, and she does this big multimedia anime while she has all of her stuff between her iPod and a laptop, and Guitar Institute of Technology teacher, yada yada yada, Michael Jackson's guitar player. she's amazing. She's a jazz fusion monster. But yeah, the show was just her doing her multimedia thing, and it was just amazing.
That's rocking.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, that's definitely a big part of my heart, Michael Jackson. Even like I still can't even believe that he's not around.
Yeah.
Well, now we got to deal with another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince, yeah, that was.
Yeah, you know, life goes on and then it
does.
doesn't. But
Yeah.
speaking of going on and then it doesn't, hey, you guys ready for another song? Because
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
this, you know, and that's it. This is the whole concept of what we do is a little bit of talk, a little bit of music,
Yeah.
and
Let me.
all the stuff that you want to say in the 2-hour time we have together. Please, it's your show.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Well, this song is the title track off the recent album called "The Prince of Rock and Roll." So,
Absolutely.
yep, here it is.
The Prince of Rock and Roll.
That's it.
Man, you know, and I just gotta keep going on. I gotta say, you know, we give attention to everybody that comes through and on that stage because everybody really did a great.
Yeah. I was talking to The lead guy from He Kill 3. I'm sorry. Smitty. Is that
Smitty,
yeah.
yeah.
James knows them.
Oh yeah,
so,
we all know each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all cousins.
We're the foreigners from Parker. We, yeah. Yeah, we were talking and he brought up that, you know, that's the you know, the 4, you know, best bands in Colorado Springs, and we were like, yeah, you're right, man, because everyone really played a great set and it sounded real good, and it was cool, you know, definitely a lot of different sounds throughout the whole night, but it was cool.
The band,
Which was nice, I thought.
Yeah.
I like the differences between the band, because then you can truly put your own thought into each sound that you're hearing, you know?
Oh, absolutely, and everybody in their own right, no matter what their style, I mean, they are just excellent musicians.
Yeah.
All of them.
And a lot of great people. We started talking to Chad from Atlantic Panic. Yeah, he came in the green room and he was like, you know, hey, how's it going? And I was like, hi, I'm Jacob, and he was like, nice to meet you, whatever. We started talking. Really cool guy, man. We just, you know, started talking about music.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a road trip sometime. Both of our sons live in San Antonio, so.
Oh, killer!
You know, but that's it. You get involved and you learn. You meet the people and you learn about them, and you know they're friends, they're family.
Yeah, I've actually played with James.
Oh, yes, we have.
A couple of times.
Nice.
And
The Street Corner Gypsies, man.
Corner Gypsies, man.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, we had some fun with that. Actually, you're a lot of fun to play with. I like your downbeat. You
Thanks,
got
man.
great
You guys are
downbeat.
pretty awesome to play with, too. You hold the bass down real solid.
My thanks.
Bass player, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
There might be an opening coming up very soon. No, I'm joking.
Oh man.
That's the risk.
Well, you know, yeah, that's why she's called the Street Corner Gypsy. Is that she's got quite the following in her own right.
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Actually, it's a lot of fun, and I feel very fortunate and very lucky to have been able to do the things I've done and meet the people I've met and to be here.
Well, and you know, it's a science project that has worked out amazingly well, because I also have great pride in the fact that out of the 8 bands that were part of the Battle for Bratfest, 5 of the 8 has been on this show.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
you know,
cool.
And Chris Griggs is working on, you know, says, yeah, we're going to do it. And Robert Peters finally said, yeah, it's about time. And you know, the only other one was that All Dogs Invited that we, you know, from Denver. We don't really know, but hey, we got time for future dates for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, I have great respect for all of the bands that we've ever played with. The guys from Fall from Silence, those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's just Effin' Wild, I love that name. Those guys are cool.
Effing wild. That was sweet, man. Yeah, that Kiss show. It was before we met James. Actually, we played. We were direct openers for Kiss It.
From San Antonio.
Yeah, from San Antonio. That's right. Yeah, and we played. Effin' Wild played. Who else played? I can't remember. Was it 3 band? No, it was. Man, all the shows blur together.
I
But
know.
yeah, it was a super fun show, and yeah, there was a lot of different kind of personas there, you know, with the face paint and.
Oh yeah, it's a crowd of, you know, I'd call it
Saboteur.
Saboteur was who played. Yeah.
Oh, Saboteur. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I love Saboteur.
and yeah, they're from Pueblo actually.
Brad
Brad
Butler.
Brad and Marie.
Yeah.
Marie is
Yeah.
actually, Westward did a story not too recently about the top female metal front people, ladies, whatever artists, you know who you are, and we love them all. Marie was number 2.
Nice.
And Lola Black was in there, I think number 4 or 5, and
Nice.
then Larissa Vienna. we
Well
just
deserved.
met. She's like in there too, and
They all work so hard, too.
Yeah.
They
You know,
just really
yeah.
do. All those women are fabulous musicians.
so that's why we take pride in what we do, because I think we're the only one that really follows bands around and not only has the radio show, but we have the morning show where we play all local music Mondays through Fridays, 7 to 10. And, you know, we'll come to your show, we'll take pictures, we'll video, we'll promote, we'll do anything that we can to make Colorado bands successful.
Stand out on the map.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's working.
We'll stand out anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to a show in the last couple of months I haven't seen one of you guys at. And that's pretty awesome. That's really awesome because you guys are really out there doing good work for all the bands and helping us get our names out and stuff like that. It's a good symbiotic relationship that you guys are developing with the Colorado Springs area, man. I really love it.
We've done this now for a year and a half, and it's just getting better and better, and we keep looking forward to more and more. And there's all sorts of talk about what to do next. We, of course, being four of us, Annie is not with us, even though she's listening in and just sent us a message, and we hope for all the best for her and her situation, and hope that she hurries back. And
we love her.
Yeah, she usually holds down the social media while we're doing the show, and people come and comment, and it's been just a lot of fun, and the more people we get involved, it's even more fun. So that's why we invited Kevin, and we invite lots of people to come in and sit down and
see what's going on.
See what's going on, and see what, if anything, they want to do to contribute to the organization, the cooperative.
Yes.
Because if we don't know what you can do, you can suggest what you want to do, and we're probably almost always going to say sure.
Yeah, be open to it anyway.
Yeah, and it's really good to collaborate with the venue owners too, like Tony and Brian at Rocks, and John Hooten at Stargazers, and Randy at 31, and Juliana at Ancient Mariner, and the list goes on and on.
It does.
And Jim and Mia at the Buds. So we support everybody. We try to get around and do what we do, and we want to develop the movement.
We do. I think it's happening too. I really do. I've heard so many people saying to me lately, this will be the new Seattle. Well, I really hope so.
Well, we want to be...
I've been saying that since I got here, man. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I keep getting... I was saying... It was just relatively the same thing, but I want to be like the next Los Angeles kind of thing.
Cool.
It was like...
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, we went to... Me and my dad and my mom went to California, Los Angeles, and we walked the strip, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
We should make it... Make our place like this.
I spent a lot of time there, and some of it I remember, some of it I don't. But yeah, I mean, that's just awesome. A ton of people.
If you remember it, you really weren't there, man.
Well, and that's it. The moment is usually more important than the afterthought,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And back to the comment about the Colorado scene being the next Seattle. Interestingly, Chris Thomas from Herman's Hideaway indicated the same exact thing, and of course he sees a lot of great bands running through Herman's, and so that's always a good venue for everyone to go back and forth to.
It's always really fun to play with him. He's an awesome singer and musician. He invited me to play with his band a couple times, and I think recently we did an acoustic set, actually, him and his band, and I got there, and he was like, yeah, just show up with the guitar, man, and then we'll play your song, because he really likes Ball and Chain, and then, whatever, we'll play whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. So I show up, and then his keyboard player starts playing, Brian Stacks is his name. He starts playing this cool thing on keyboard, or on the piano. It was sweet, and I was like, oh, dude, keep playing that. And then, I started like kind of soloing something over it, and it was during sound check, like hours before the show. It's actually on my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, Cade Project, little plug, it's on there.
Plug it all.
But yeah, and come to figure out it was Lionel Richie. Hello. And yeah, so Chris was like, hey man, play that with us. And I was like, he's like, yeah, you just noodle around. And I was like, no, dude, show me what the chord changes are, and then, I'll just play it, and they didn't, I don't think they really thought that I could, pick it up, And I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's like, because it was just like, a couple of chord changes, whatever. And so we played it that night, and it came out wonderful, and Chris made me sing the "I Love You" line all by myself. It was
That's a beautiful song.
yeah, it was, and it was really cool. We did it. You know, it was just 2 acoustic guitars and a keyboard, and it sounded really cool.
I
Yeah.
bet it did.
Yeah.
Well, now this brings the question, you know, when you hit the stage the first time at Sunshine for the Bratfest thing, Ox and Scott, you know, introduced the band and they walked away, and then you guys had someone else come on and do
Phil.
the
Yeah, Phil. Phil.
professional MC thing.
Yeah, he's
A friend of the
he's
family.
definitely a friend of him and Carmen and their whole family are very, you know, connected with us. We hang out all the time. Carmen works with my mom, so that's how we, you know, got to knowing each other. So they come to all the gigs, and we were like, hey, you know, we're starting to get more kind of professional, like you said. So maybe we should start kind of having our own.
Oh yeah.
So, and he's a very fun guy to hang out with. Very, very cool. Very, you know, outgoing. So we're like, hey man, will you mind kind of, you know, helping us out with this? He's like, yeah, sure, man. And he went home and he wrote this whole thing, and he came. He's like, let me practice it for you. And it was like, yeah, man, cool. That sounds great. Love it. And then, so from then on, he did it for the next show, the show after that, and it was just
Well,
became
so
a
this
thing.
is the point that I'm trying to emphasize here for your short career. I mean, you've got some major accolades, and that was described in that introduction.
Yeah.
And for those of us that didn't hear it, or the wider internet global audience that should know more about Jacob Cade,
Well,
detail a couple of those
okay,
accomplishments, brother.
I'll do the first one. The very first award that we got was our album won Rock and Roll Album of the Year for IMEA. It's International Music Entertainment Awards. So we got, you know, an invitation that we were nominated to come to an award ceremony. Atlanta, Georgia. So we went there, you know, got all dressed up, went to the whole thing. They, you know, called our name. It was pretty cool. There was a lot of people there. I wasn't expecting it to be that big of an organization, but it was pretty awesome. And they, you know, he got the little award sitting at the house. You know, Rock Album of the Year. It's pretty awesome. So that was the first kind of real kind of accomplishment that we kind of got, and it was like, wow, we're actually, you know, doing something.
And people from all over the world were there. That was the amazing thing.
And it was awesome because they had a red carpet, and we went, me and Dad took pictures, and then we got in, and people were coming up and like, you're that kid, like, you're the kid, and I was like, yeah, I'm Jacob Cade, yeah, that's me, cool, that, you know, we heard your stuff, awesome, cool, thank you so much, it was awesome. And then after that, the album actually won another award off of, help me out, Mom. Rock Gods. Yeah, it was
out of Hollywood.
Okay.
yeah,
So wonderful.
yeah. So it's doing really well. And then we got in contact with Cashbox magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So they started, you know, releasing singles for us, and they released Ball and Chain first, and that went straight to the top of the charts at it was up and coming rock artists, and so that song stood at the top of the charts for a number of weeks, and then slowly started to drop. So then we got new songs out, just recorded, so they're out on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, you know, anywhere you can get music, Google Play, and it's a deluxe version of the album, so there's 4 new songs on there.
Oh, cool. So that's how you did it.
Yep, right out of the studio, and you know, they're really fresh. So a song called Danger, and also we did a Earth Angel remake of that kind of rock ballady-ish kind of thing. So that went out there on Cashbox magazine, and on their charts it went. They're both hits, so they're both at the top of the charts right now. I believe the same charts. I don't know the exact information right now. I apologize, but you know, I'm sure my mom would tell you all about that. Yeah, she's very much inclined to the business side, you know.
Well, that's important.
Don't be fooled, you know.
No, we're never fooled. We're
Yeah.
always pleasantly surprised. You know?
She definitely brings a lot to the band. Well, I'm gonna come back to that because that's another great topic. But so then after playing with Chris's band, I got in touch with his guitar player, Patrick Searcy. I don't know if you know him. He's a very, very good guitar player, but he works at a place called National Speaker.
Yes.
Yeah, and they had a guitar competition going on, and he was like, "Hey man, you should come play." And I was like, "Oh man, you know, I got my band, like I'm doing stuff, I got gigs all the time." He's like, "No, dude, trust me, come play." And I was like, "Oh, let me think about it." He's like, "All right." And then he reached out to my mom and was like, "Make Jacob come play." And I was like, my mom came with me and was like, "All right, we're going, you know, Saturday."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, sure." So I got there and they're like, "Okay, you just played for 5 minutes. You got a 5-minute, you know, time." And I was like, "Okay, well." And at the time I didn't really think it was, I thought it was just like, you know, guitar competition, you come, you know, you win, that's, you know, cool. And so I was like, all right, so I'm just going to do, you know, whatever, you know, just what comes. So what came to mind, I played. And, you know, they loved it, so they were like, okay, come to the final round. And I was like, okay, cool. What's the final, what did they win? And it's like it was a PRS guitar and a Vox AC-15. Pretty cool. So I was like, all right, sweet. So I went to the final round, played, and ended up getting first place. So that's another one. It was
Played around and ended up getting first place.
So,
and National Speaker, what a great bunch of people. We befriended a lot of people there. James he's working on one of my heads. Just so cool. Great place if you guys are near the area.
Yeah, it's and that was very, very fun. So, yeah, those are some
How about
some
Jackson's?
recent Jackson's. Oh, Jackson's, right. We played a Battle of the Bands there also, and we won that, and it was we got free studio time at a place, Denver Media Studios. So
Wonderful.
and so things have been going real well for us. The album's going strong. We got a awesome drummer. Like
So the word of advice would be, if there's someone that suggests that you take an opportunity, you probably should, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's that's, you know, you live and you learn.
Well, you know, and that's, we try, like I said, we try to do some mentoring here. So, you know, for people that are listening, and I emphasize, you know, you are the age you are, but I mean, for having such a adeptness for the business, the industry, the mechanics especially, first of all, you know, I mean, it just doesn't happen.
It really doesn't.
You know, it just doesn't come out of the air.
Yeah.
You got to put forth some effort.
It's I'll tell you something, man. It's definitely took a lot just to get to this point. You know, you know, it's like people don't realize the amount of stress and like worry and struggle and like, am I good enough? Like, can I do this? Like, and it just, you know,
self-doubt all the way up until stage time.
Yeah. And basically, you know, on the stage is the most fun part. You know, on the stage and actually playing your instrument, but everything else, you know, it's just like,
it's work, man.
Yeah, man.
It's work. I interviewed George Lynch a couple months ago, and you know, he said basically the same thing. Guitar playing at his point in career is, you know, only a certain percentage, and to do what he's done after all that big acclaim and success, it's all on him now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, I've had many times where I've just been like, what? Like, I gotta do something. There's something I gotta do that can make us better and all this stuff. And it's my mom and my dad, you know, telling me, at the time, you're 15, you're 16, you're 14, you're 17, chill out. You know, you gotta let things happen. And that's one thing that I've kind of learned to take on is patience. You gotta have a lot of patience with things, you know, because sadly it's not it's who you know in the music business.
That's very true.
So, yeah, that's, but, it's working out for us, so we're
Well,
slowly.
yes, it is, and it's time definitely for another song, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do it.
absolutely.
Well, you guys been hearing a lot about Ball and Chain, so you guys want to
I
rock
was
that one?
going to say, when did you do that?
That sounds good.
Started, Jim? Give me a tempo.
That was a great song.
Thank you very much.
You know what? You guys really got everybody going with that song when I was filming the first competition. And,
All right.
Yeah, they.
that was really, that's a test of a band, man. You come into a town where you don't really know everybody and get them to participate, and you got them.
Yeah, that's one of the things for us. The band feeds, especially me. I mean, I don't want to speak for these guys so much, but I feed off a crowd, immensely. Because that's what I do it for. I do it for not only me, but for the fans. I like to please them. I like to play for them and kind of give them a good show. And I also kind of like to be a part of the whole. I'd like to watch my own show a little bit. So I go down on the floor. I'm sure you saw. And
Oh yeah, that's all that's on video. Man.
yeah, I like to talk to him while I'm playing. That's a big thing. A lot of people don't. I've actually had a lot of people come up and be like, "You're not playing that, man." I said, "Here," and I'm like, "Here, man," and they'd strum it, and then they hear the. I'm like, "I told you, it's me, bro." And then that it's a good way to kind of show people that I'm just like a dude playing some rock and roll music with my friends, with my dad, my family. So, and it's fun to interact with the crowd, and it's I don't know, just awesome.
I got to tell you one thing, that it all started with the song Remains the Same. I have a DVD that I've had for a while, and he watched it. And quick story, Jacob loves Les Paul's Cherry Burst, just like Jimmy Page, swinging it real low. We went to a concert. He was 9 or 10, and he played with this one band, and he had his guitar hanging real low, and the guy's like, "No, you need to raise that guitar up and get it to where you can play it." Jacob's like, no.
I was like,
"This is how I do it."
I said, don't tell me I can't play guitar before you even heard me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it was one of those where I knew one of the members, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, we know this song. You can play." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I respect people's opinions.
Sure.
I respect what they have to say and everything, but
Just wasn't his style.
It's a thing of mine. We can talk about playing guitar. You can tell me how you play your guitar. I'll tell you how I play my guitar. But it's like, don't. I don't want to sound bad about it, but it's just.
Don't try to
Don't
credit
tell
my
me how to play
style.
my
Yeah, you know what I'm
I
saying.
get it.
So it's,
Yeah.
and I show no disrespect for those people.
No.
I
not
just,
at all.
YouTube is full of people pulling off amazing stuff on instruments these days.
I saw a drummer play with his feet. Dude had no arms. He was playing with his feet. That's a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
In fact, I saw one guy that was a one-armed guitar player. He had his left hand, and he just kind of used the volume control and just played.
That's cool.
Without picking or strumming.
Yeah.
And you had the volume just optimized so
Yeah.
that you can do that with a really steady left hand.
Sure,
Yeah,
that's
the
the true love of music.
The world's
Yeah.
full of amazing talent and people.
Oh yeah. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about Broadfest. I put a video up that Michael Alexander was graciously in my face to tell me exactly what Broadfest was all about. And for those who think that it's just a festival that everybody comes to and has a great time in Milwaukee, it's listen to the video, watch the video, because Michael has great pride in that festival.
It's huge. I've seen that
the largest
video.
free festival in America, but the fact that they do so much charity work for being a free show. So there's got to be an art of project management to accomplish that.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Yeah. So we got to applaud Michael and applaud Michael for offering up a slot to Colorado Springs.
Yeah,
bet.
Yeah,
that
man,
was
that's-
nice. That's nice.
We are still on the edge of our seats,
Yeah.
who's the winner. I
I've
was Tony before the show. And,
Yeah.
Not telling.
wine before it's time.
It's nerve-wracking.
Well, I mean I kind of just, the way I get through things is I kind of put them.
Oh yeah, well you're
Yeah.
the cool one. We're all, the rest of us are going, we
I
want to
know.
know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people have been asking me like, did you win? Did you win? And I said, we played a great show, man.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say. What happens happens. It's all in God's hands. I'm not gonna
That's
worry about it.
true. And the opportunity, I don't know if this is going to be because Michael has a special relationship with Scott and Sunshine. I don't know if it's going to be a one-time or, this is going to be an annual thing. I don't know.
It'd be great if it was. It's
It
cool.
would.
Because it created an awful lot of excitement here
Yeah,
in this
and
town.
It was amazing. I was like coming in and people were, "You're Jacob Cade," and I was like, "Yeah, we've heard your stuff. We heard you're gonna play here, and we looked you up, and it was like, this is a cool thing because it's like." exposing bands
Mhm.
to the new people. And
Well, we'd like to think people are listening to our morning show that your CD is in rotation on.
thank you very much for that. Yeah, it's
So, yeah, we're trying to do whatever we can do, and we do this for everybody because there is just an amazing amount of talent here.
There really is.
In fact, Sunday I get to go up to the Buffalo Rose in Golden.
Nice.
I've been judging Colorado Blues Society's International Blues Challenge semis and finals this is the second year now, and we have a band from Southern Colorado Springs here, the Justice League, that's going up there to compete.
Got to give a holler out to my buddy Dean.
Oh man, and that's it. They, it was a Denver-centric deal, and here comes Austin and Dean and Sean. It was kind of a nail biter how the first round went, because that's the way things go. These guys have got such great hearts, and they try their hardest and their best, and they cut time really close in travel time, and they had a little unexpected error, and they slid right in under the wire. And everyone was very receptive, just like you guys were at Sunshine. But everybody goes, "That guy, who's that guy singing? He's got great voice." And then Austin, he's already been to an IBC 2 years ago with Jake Loggins. But and his guitar playing is really,
Phenomenal.
really bluesy. And Sean is he's an endorsed bass player, and it's just a real solid three-piece.
That's a cool band, man. You guys
Yeah.
should look them up if you haven't heard them.
Well, they've got a CD. They're in rotation too in the morning show, as well as the blues show on Saturday, 12 to 5. And they just did a show, a month or so ago. But,
They're a wonderful band.
And that's another thing. We wanted to brag because of the IBC contestants, participants. We don't like to use competition or contestants, but I don't know. There was 4 out of 8 that have been on our show again.
Nice.
So yeah, we are doing
Absolutely.
the right thing, and
Yeah.
We'll have to
the
go
cool
Sunday, buddy.
thing, and-
yeah.
But
Definitely.
all of the shows are on archive. We got to say, we just got a comment from who was that? Was it I want to say Crystal? Crystal?
Crystal, yes.
Crystal
If it's-
Cruz.
Yes.
Yes.
She's one of our very good friends. Her and Dez.
She goes, I'm at work. Good luck. And I said, well, this show is on archive so that you can listen to it on demand when it's processed
Cool.
through our KVCM. It's Victory Christian Media website, and there's a header that says KVCM Internet Radio, and a drop down that says The Beat Goes On. And I finally did a count last night. This is show number 69.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad they're not numbered all sequentially, but there's archives for all those shows. You can go back and listen to all of them as many times as you want.
That's cool.
And
I'll-
download them, and extract what you want if you want.
Awesome. I'll have to I have to say something about Crystal. Her cousin Des. He was at the Kiss show, the Kiss It show that we played, and we met him. Crystal and Des, and they were really cool, and they loved the thing. So we talked to him and everything, and we invited him to the Bratfest show, the first one. They came, great time. Then we invited him to the second one. They came, and Des came. He was like, "Hey, I'm here. I need my ticket." So my mom went to get him his ticket. He came in, and I was in the green room hanging out, with my guitar, and Mom he was like, is Jacob around? Can I talk to him? And Mom was like, yeah, go to the green room, go to the back, whatever. And he came in, it was me and some family friends, Brittany and Jeremy, very cool. Jeremy's actually, he does whatever. He's
The guitar tech.
He's the guitar tech, so he was there. We were all chatting. He came in, pulled up a chair. We talked. It was great. It was awesome. And towards our show, something had gone on where my tech Jeremy had to fix something with the way the amplifiers were going up. So he couldn't. I brought the double neck, and I already had the double neck already in tune. And I said, don't mess with it because we go on in 10 minutes. I can't retune the thing. So Jeremy's like, well, I'm gonna go set up your stuff. You stay here with it, and I said, well, I gotta set up the other, my chords and everything, and make sure everything's right. And so I was like, I turned to Des and I was like, will you hold this for me, please? And he's like, yeah, sure, cool. I said, guard it with your life. And I don't even know if he fits in this room. He's tall, man, big, tall dude, and so and he's actually younger than me, and he's probably about 3 feet taller than me. It's ridiculous. Pretty awesome.
Wonderful, salt of the earth kind of guy.
Yeah, awesome dude. So he's holding the guitar, and there's actually a picture on Facebook of him. He's sitting there watching the show from behind, and it was so cool that
I saw him over there.
Yeah, and he was holding the guitar, and I came, at the end of the show, I said, thank you so much. I gave him my other one, switched, played the songs, switched back, and he was very, very cool dude.
He had the biggest smile on his face. I was on the other side of the stage.
Really?
Because of his smile, I noticed him.
Yeah.
Over there holding your double neck. I thought, wow, that's a happy looking guy right there.
He was, and I was very happy to have him. I told him without him being there, it wouldn't have worked as well as it did. It wouldn't have flowed as well. I know. You can ask James and my dad that the practices leading up to that show were just very, precise, and it was one of the first times where we were like, okay, we got to make this flow like butter. There can't be anything, and you can James, how much James and Dad, how much did we do? On sitting down and like putting ideas together. We should do this here and that there, right?
Yeah, man. There was a whole night where we just sat and wrote down the plot for the show and got the choreography put together, and then we went back down into the practice. They've got a great practice room that I get to play around in, and we sat down and walked through the show part by part. Okay, this section of the song we're doing this. There's a break here. Now what happens? Okay, now let's make this next part flow. How much time do we need to make that work out? And I think we pulled it off pretty good at Broadcast, man.
It was very cool.
Well, now this is the other important behind the scenes issue is that being what it is, it's competition. Okay, so you guys got a 25-minute set.
The first one.
Yeah. And so that was the requirement, is that you had to fit in all that you wanted to do in that 25 minutes.
And during that show, it was very more lax than the second show was for us.
That was my first show. That was my first show with you guys, man, and I was like, wow, it blew me away. I had never seen Jacob perform live. Whenever I got introduced to the band, I mean, I went and looked up their YouTube videos and saw what he had done, and and listened to the music and got a really good idea for the band. But I had never seen them play live. The only thing that I had experienced was our basement practice sessions. So then I get on stage with this kid, and the drum riser at Sunshine Studios is a solid 2 feet above the regular stage, and he jumped onto the riser and then jumped like another 6 feet into the air and never missed a lick on his guitar.
That was amazing. I love your jump kick thing.
Yeah, it's right here. Look,
that's a good look.
They got it on. I don't know if
really good look.
But that's
the cover of your CD.
Of the album. It became kind of like a thing.
Yeah,
that's his thing. He does are you gonna do the jump there? I said, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous for the jump? Do you ever think,
no,
I don't want to do something wrong?
No, it's honestly that it comes from pure adrenaline. Everything I do comes from pure adrenaline. I'm up there and I'm playing and I do whatever I want, and it's basically ask Dad. Actually, Dad's been around for the whole time, and he knows that it's a spontaneous thing. If there's not something that's written out that it has to happen.
Yeah.
It's a freedom.
And that's kind of like the I learned that from Zeppelin. they
Oh, yeah.
did that a lot. You know,
Yeah.
They
That's
were
a
like,
hard jump to do too. I'll tell you what.
oh yeah, going back to the jump. Yeah, it's it just kind of people say that it looks like I have springs on my shoes or something. And honestly, you know, all my footwork and that stuff comes from me being a big soccer player.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know, but before I was into guitar and music, I traveled around with Real, their national team. They're a club, soccer club, and
Oh.
we traveled around, played, and I play left back and a little bit of left mid, and now I've been playing on the varsity team for the past 3 years at my school. So soccer is a big part of
Yeah.
my life also.
Ponderosa High School.
I was
Yeah.
left out.
I'm sorry?
I was left out.
Oh, yeah, it's soccer has definitely also brought my family together also because my grandpa, my abuelo, he started the soccer thing too, and that's I don't know if I don't have it on me right now, but on all my outfits and everything I have a 3, and on the dice I put on my amp I always point the 3. The 3 out
Okay,
because
that's a good story. I was wondering.
yeah,
Really, I watched all that stuff.
that's my abuelo. He used to wear 3, and you know, from him I got number 3 on my jersey, and then you know, unfortunately having to quit the competitive soccer for you know what I love to do, I kept the number 3 because you know it's special to me, and that's where that comes from. And oh, by the way, my grandparents make all my outfits.
Oh,
So-
cool.
They do a good job.
Yeah, do they?
Yes,
I'm
I
glad.
like the way you dress.
Thank you very
I
much.
do. I like your shoes.
Oh, thank you.
I
These-
like your shoes a lot.
Let me tell you something. People will never know, but Kohl's has a great shoe section. I'm telling you, every time I go in there, I go in and I look because it's amazing. And my mom always gets like 30% off stuff, so I go in and I shop for ties and shoes because it's awesome. But definitely for my like all my shirts and my pants, especially my grandparents. You know, I'm like, hey, I want to get a new kind of outfit together. They're like, well, what do you want? And I said, well, I'm thinking about something like this. And they're like, okay. And then they, especially like the last show, they're like, here you go. They bring out like a suit bag and unzip it and check it out. Like, you like this? Yeah, sweet, cool.
And one other interesting little tidbit, his other grandfather, my dad, he passed away a few years back, but he has a gold watch that
man.
used to belong to him. He wears it on stage.
Yeah. So if you see a gold watch ever, that's
Right.
that's
You
that
guys have
watch.
a wonderful family connection. I really like that stuff. I think it's awesome. And you guys have raised a wonderful son.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys are really good parents. I have to say, you spend time with your child. You do things with your child. I'm impressed.
nothing better. We
You
have
guys
2 older
are
daughters
wonderful.
and a grandbaby, so it's
Yeah.
I
we
love it.
Cool.
love
Your
life, love
grandbabies are
family.
cool.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, it was very fun to video your performance because I started out with a real wide frame, and you know, I was moving around with you and zooming in and out when you were at my side of the stage, and you know, widening it back out because you all 3 were just it's like, I shouldn't say 3-ring circus, but I mean, it was very entertaining to watch all you guys do your thing, and yeah, no collisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how I don't run into Dad every once in a while because I'm just right.
Yeah, you
I have no idea.
I
It's
keep my
sense
distance.
each other.
I-
man, it must be him because I am not watching out for anything because I go like, you know, and then I'll go that way, and then it's somehow watching film. I'm like, how do we do it? Because
yeah.
I'll be like singing, and then Dad will go at the perfect time, and then I'll go right where he was. It was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, did you like
You
what?
guys switch microphones. I watched that.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
did.
do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's not that stuff like that isn't planned out. You know, the switching microphones and everything, the dance moves and the pauses in the songs and the wherever you like, you know, that sort of thing is. But you know, the type of stuff where it's like, no, I'm over here and you're over there. Get on that mic, and then I'll get on this one, and then we're
There
good.
was one time in Arizona, I had a black Music Man bass, and we collided and took a big chunk out of it. And it was awesome, though. We kept going.
Yeah, And that's another thing. When we mess up, we used to think, "Oh man, that's terrible." Everyone saw it, but then you get off and they're like, I'm like talking to my friends that have been watching. They're like, "Oh, really? That happened?"
Well, and you gotta
it's-
laugh at yourself. You just sometimes, you know, when you do things like that, you just gotta laugh and shake it off. I did a show one time where Dave Way, my lead guitarist, knocked himself out with his own guitar, and within 2 seconds of him knocking himself out, I did a jump, and my knees buckled, and I went to my knees. So here he is with blood dripping down his face, and I'm on my knees, and we looked at each other, and we died laughing.
Yeah.
We just cracked up. It was all we could do, was just crack
That's
up.
what
And
happens. Yeah.
the whole audience started laughing, you know, but it was just...
And I watched Dave break his foot.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. He just doesn't pay attention.
Love you,
Well,
brother.
yeah, love
Yeah.
you, Dave, but you were an animal on the stage.
That's right, you know.
There's definitely I'll just say one thing, you know, there's a lot of joking around, there's a lot of intenseness, but you know, a lot of it's just fun. Yeah.
Well, it
all.
should be fun.
Yep.
That's the whole
Yes.
thing. So it's time for some more music.
Cool.
you
I
know.
saw the look in your eyes.
You know,
Yeah.
you shared the extra 4 tracks with us. I tell you the truth, man. We'll put that in rotation with the rest. I don't know if we're already at 45 minutes left to go. So
Wow.
Can we do like a couple songs in
I
a
would
row?
love-
Or?
yeah, I'm sure. And everybody, usually there's a lot of comments on the event page if we talk too much. It's like, no, play more music,
Sweet.
more music.
Yeah. All right.
So
Let's
yeah,
do
it's your show. I mean, I think everybody has learned a little bit about the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know which one to watch, but you guys are all great, and here, play some music.
Cool. All right. So let's do. I'm thinking let's do. You're not going to fever.
Yeah, that sounds
There
good.
we go.
Yeah.
All right, double
Yeah.
shot with
Just-
the
just
Jacob
hold it
Cade
out.
Band.
Hold
Hold it out at the
Project,
end.
And then just yeah.
TVCMradio.com. The beat goes on.
All right.
Can you feel the
wanna wait to die. He's got a lunatic smile, but he's really down there tonight. He's got a fever, 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 fever. Still don't want anything to say, oh yeah. Let me take it right in. Yeah, baby, we out here now, there tonight. Sold into the world he dreamed about. You got? Should we do one more? You want, or what? We?
You know what? You can do as many as you want.
Okay, man. Let's. I'm kind of. Yeah, let's jam.
That's it. You know, that's
all right. Let's do. Let's whip out. Let's do. Goodbye to Love. Okay. Let's just do it like the show thing.
Okay, real big. Yeah.
signal. So we actually have a show coming this Saturday at the Spread the Word Colorado Music Festival. It's at Quixote's True Blue in Denver. And we are playing along with a bunch of bands, and we got some free tickets for you guys if you guys want to come. So
Let me see that flyer, because we always encourage everyone to share this stuff on the Southern Colorado Musicians and Artists page. And this one I have not seen.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be really fun. Yeah. So.
Wow.
And if anybody shows up, come by and say hello, meet Jacob, hang out with us. We love it.
Yeah, we love
it.
it.
There's some cool bands on here.
Yeah, man.
And Quixotes I love Quixotes there too. That's just a cool place.
That'll be the first time we play there.
Yeah. Well, it's on the large side, not the. Is it going to be going on in both sections of Coyotes?
I'm actually not sure. I haven't heard lots about
not
it.
many bands over. Well, it is over a few days, but yeah. So this is the beginning of the busy season for everything that's happening.
Yes.
And how many things can happen on the same day?
And yeah, definitely. And also another big thing, we got some merchandise, around. So
Yeah.
James is sporting it right back here.
Yeah.
So we got T-shirts,
With
men's.
shirts out at the show. That
Yeah,
was
yep.
cool.
And so men's and women's, all sizes. We got red, black, and white. And the women's is a cool cut. It's cool, different material.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
you've been
go
throwing
check it
around
out.
all night long, huh?
Yeah, right. And there's hoodies. We're backpacks. Yeah, we're just getting about to get some hats in.
Oh, yeah?
As you see, James likes to wear his trucker hat.
Yeah.
So we're getting them special for him. So, but we're gonna put them on the website. So go check out jacobcadeproject.com, and that's.
I know someone here in the room right now in the corner that would probably love to have a shirt or something.
Oh my
right?
goodness, Richie.
Say hi, Billy.
You guys have a new big fan. This is Jolie. She's my
All right.
Thank you
grandma.
so much. Hey,
And
I don't know. This is nothing like a shirt, but I got a pic for you if you want.
We'll get you a shirt. Yeah, we'll get you a shirt next time we see you.
Yeah, definitely.
Did we bring merch, babe?
No, I didn't.
yeah,
but
she's totally excited.
I'll get her size and I'll ship it to her.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Like, I already know the answer to this question, but like, how do you move your fingers so
My
fast?
fingers. Practice. It's.
I knew it.
It's just like I'll tell you. I play minimum 3 hours a day, and it's not just with the band. Like I play by myself. Two albums. Like I can't tell you how many times I played Appetite for Destruction all the way through. Like just. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
Yep.
I love that's. You can probably tell from the music. That's my kind of sound, So, and of course Slash, and I'm always trying to.
Countless hours in the music
he
room
can tell you.
by himself, and
Yep.
I'll have to go in there and buddy, I like that song. Can I play the drums while you play that? Or
Like you're invading his time.
And it's
Yes.
it's a thing where it's like it's. I don't want to say it's my job, but it really is. I have to keep. I don't own my craft, and I love to play also, and it's just like, it's my time to not only escape from everything, but also get into myself and kind of not go crazy, because when I don't have an outlet, music is my outlet. So it's just like, that's where I get all my anger, frustration, happiness, whatever it might be out. So, my parents, my mom and my dad can tell you, if I'm mad or anything, it's like hit the gym, work out. Hit the gym, play guitar. That's what I do, and it's like.
That was wonderful advice. She's an aspiring musician.
Really?
Yeah, she plays guitar and she plays the clarinet and she sings pretty darn good.
Awesome.
And yeah, I'm proud of her.
awesome.
That's awesome.
She's
Keep
She's been
going.
rocking with her granny since she was 4 years old.
That's the way to
She
go.
goes to the shows with me. She doesn't care how loud it is or anything like
That's
that.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she's been
Yes.
hanging out with me for a while now.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
That's me and my dad.
That's good family right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have 23 grandkids, and I have several that like music, but I have one that's just hooked on it, like me. So
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Well, Lisa's so hooked on music, she's got a little thing that we do every show and plug what she really is doing from the heart. So, what is that?
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate this platform so much. It's called Mountain Kids Music. We'll be kicking off the summer session in a couple of weeks here. Getting our webpage up, getting all those things done. What we do is for the underprivileged kids in this town, you find me, get a hold of me. We have all kinds of teachers in rotation and instruments that are free. So we're giving out free instruments and free lessons to the kids that can't afford it for themselves and need an outlet, just like you said.
Yeah.
Need their frustrations taken care of. Need someplace to go. I'll hang out with you. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for several years now, and now with the radio show, it's given me a great platform, and it's growing like a rose bush, and I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Sign us up for an instrument donation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we like to help. We've helped with the Mile High Scenesters a lot. Yeah, definitely. We'd like to, get you guys a guitar or something. However,
You guys.
yeah.
I did it by myself for several years, and now to
Absolutely.
to have other people that are stepping in to do it with me, I want to thank everyone that has either given me a card, given me a call, or written to me to help me teach. You guys are just fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for the help.
That's
So,
we're happy.
there's probably a seminar slot for a quick appearance.
There would be.
I'll come.
And
Yeah,
really
sure.
the why I say that is not just to get you guys to do it. Were you watching how intently she was listening to you when you were giving her advice?
Yep.
Yes.
We as adults really can't communicate as well as here.
Exactly.
You know?
And I'd love to. I love to give, whatever knowledge I do have about what I do. I'd love to share.
It's a never-ending thing. Nobody is totally all that on any instrument.
Sure.
No matter, my guy is John McLaughlin. I swear he writes the music, the soundtrack for Heaven, and that's a guy that says there's no wrong note. But
Well, kind of true in a
You
way.
know.
I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's a gift. I believe it's a gift.
John McLaughlin has put out some of the classic shred stuff of all time, and he still is humble and approachable as any one of us would be.
I'm an Eddie Van Halen fan.
Oh, really?
Whatever. Oh my God. I
Yeah,
love him.
absolutely. But, there's some key albums of John McLaughlin's that just you'll never be the same after you hear them. Intermounting Flame, Birds of Fire, Visions of Emerald Beyond.
I mean, and you're talking about advice. I want to say, one thing that's helped me is something that I got actually from Slash that I saw that he used to do as a kid, growing up playing guitar. In order to be, if you want to be a writer and a good musician all around, when you're playing with other people, or with along the tracks that you like famous, like I played at Guns N' Roses, whatever, don't copy them.
Yeah.
Do your, what I do for my thing is I'll play the riffs, the main parts of the song, the meat of the song, but when it comes to a solo part, I'll kind of do my own thing. I'll learn it first to see what he's doing, and then I'll do my own kind of twist to it, just because you gotta be acclimated to making up your own kind of melodies and your own way of thinking, because no matter how hard you try, you're not going to play the same exact way as someone else does, because it's different hands.
Well, your influence by Jimmy Page is the prime example. I've been a Zeppelin, a Jimmy Page fanatic even before Zeppelin, and this guy, I have got tons of archives of live concerts,
That's
studio whatever, the garbage footage that's on the internet, I got it all, I think.
That's awesome.
And that's the thing, Jimmy Page, every time is always different. He
That's
never
yeah,
plays the same way.
and that's exactly the thing. Just because it's on the album, he doesn't do that all the
Yeah.
time, and that's like that's a part of being spontaneous and
Your
being
own
cool.
magic.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, me and Dad we went to go see Slash,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
seeing him, like I knew what I was gonna hear. I was like, man, he's gonna play this solo, and he would like start it off, and I'm like, oh my god, he played that part exactly right. Oh my god, what did he just do? And then he would do the thing where and he would like. I was like flipping out. I'm sure you can hear in the if I showed you the videos, you'd hear me screaming so loud. But yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like when you go to a concert, you don't expect to hear the album because you can just put the album on and hear it. You know,
Exactly.
you want to
And
see
that's
what
a disappointment if they do.
exactly.
Sure, exactly right.
Like you want to see what like they can do
Yeah.
on the spot, like what their real magic comes from.
A lot of times it's more exciting.
Exactly, and I love hearing. Me and Dad both share the same thinking that live albums are better than them.
I think so too.
I agree.
Because
Yeah.
like when you hear a live album, that's what they're really about.
Yeah.
A studio album, you can make it sound however you want to,
Sure, they're produced and
and
whatever.
that's why I can't wait to make a live album. I'm waiting for the
Well, that's
time.
what was my next question: is when you guys going to capture some stuff on stage? And
Well, I'm waiting for my thoughts are waiting for that awesome crowd. You know what I mean? Where it's like
okay.
our first. I want to capture the first time we sell out
Yeah.
like a venue. You know, the
Yeah.
first big thing. You know, so that's my aspiration to it. I don't know if you guys have thoughts about it.
Sounds legit to me.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's what I do with the Saturday Room Show, and since it's in that radio, I get to play Doctor, and I pull out my collection of relics. Instead of playing records, I'll throw in all sorts of stuff that I find wherever, and that's
I
the
love
key
it.
to that show. So if you have a smartphone, it's available through the smartphone, and if you're at home, tune into your tune-in application on your desktop, and 12 to 5 Saturday is just a joy for me because it's always like, wow, the random shuffle is really amazing, and there's stuff that even it's like, man, I haven't heard this in a long time.
Right?
It's really good stuff. I've
Man.
been listening to it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I've been having that like the past couple of days because I've been like putting my phone. I had Apple Music,
Yeah.
so I just recently got it, and it's like it's like says for you, and you scroll through it, and it gives you like playlists, whatever. And,
Yeah.
like this playlist came on, it was like ZZ Top's intro to ZZ Top or something, and I was like, oh man, and they're another huge influence. You can see three-piece kind of thing. Yeah, man, Billy Gibbons is amazing, and I was like, I haven't heard some of these songs.
Oh, my
Forever.
favorite ZZ Top stuff is not the stuff that was radio friendly. It was Rhythmine and Mescalero and the albums that everyone goes, no, it's just another ZZ Top album. Well, they were like some heavy groove blues.
Dude,
Thunderbird, man, that's a fun
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Thunderbird.
And then the Triple X one that he did with Jeff Beck, who didn't even play guitar.
Right?
Surprise on surprise. But that's
Absolutely.
the joy of this stuff.
Yes.
There's so much music, and especially now, if everyone is doing their own production, and it doesn't have to be through major labels. And so that's why we encourage everyone that's got some music to send it to us so that we play. I mean, there is no criteria. As long as it's, solid, we'll play it.
And I gotta give the Spot Studios a holler because they're the ones that's where we recorded our record in Lakewood. The Spot Studios. There's Glenn Sawyer, Rich Veltrop, Joel Reichel, and Jay LaBella is actually he played drums on the record. At the time we didn't have a permanent drummer, so he came in and nailed the stuff. The guy is amazing, and they're just another great family. And what they did is it's a huge mansion, right? Massive, and they converted it into like music heaven. I call it because there's pianos, keyboards everywhere, and then you walk up and their live sound room is a big open like corridor, and that's where they track the drums, the live drums. So like, it's just like gets this massive sound. And the way, you know, it's just like this, you know, except, you know, on a bigger scale, and this is how we record. So right here, we're just tracking the drums, and they have like 18 mics on the drums. Yeah. They have their own way of doing things. Cool. You know, I didn't mess with it because it sounded great from what I heard. And then, you know, after the drums are done, go up, and then usually Dad tracks first, and he'll just track in the control room, and the control room is just it's upstairs overlooking the live rooms. It's really cool, and big board, and it's just like sitting there. And this guy Rich, man, Rich and Glenn, they have ears that are insane. I can't hear what they hear most of the times, and you know, spending a lot of time with them, I'll tell you, when I went in, I was like, man, I know everything. I'm good. Like, this is going to be like a breeze. And then we started playing, and they're like, well, play that somewhere else. Or they're like, yeah, we don't like that song. Dude, we're not going to record that song. And I was like, what? What is this? And it was just a big, like, very humbling to work with someone that is of a higher stature than you are. Because they were, Rich has worked with guys like Ozzy, Kenny Loggins, Kiss.
Wow.
Ton of people, and he's got stories that he'll tell you. He used to work in L.A., and he knows what he's talking about, and he knows what songs sell and what songs don't, and how a song is supposed to kind of go, and that's definitely helped me with my writing and my kind of sense of what should go here, and also playing lead guitar. He's helped me a lot because. I mean, like, with that guy, you don't just play a lead, you, like, play it a million times, and you, like, craft a whole other song inside.
His famous line is, okay, do it again, but this time better.
Yeah. And he'll do this thing where, like, if you play it and you're like, at the beginning of working with him, I really wasn't, like, you know, I wasn't up to their kind of level yet to, like, you know, work with them and stuff, but work with them like at an equal level. So they were kind of telling me, you know, try this, try that, and then if I would do it, and he'd do this thing. He's like, okay, we'll do it again, and then and I'm like, was that good? And he's like, do it again, and he just like has this like he has we say he has no filter. It's amazing because He'll tell you straightforward, like, that was not good, dude. Yeah. Do not play that ever. And he'll say, but and then at this point, you know, going back in with them after doing this record, going to another, you know, at the end of tracking another 4 songs, it's just like now I know what they're talking about. I know, you know, kind of what to put on my records and what sounds good. And I'm like, hey, let me try that there. And they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then it's kind of that thing. And you know, we get into these deep talks about music and about just like how to like success and how you get there and whatever. And he told me, he said a line to me that was like, I was trying to do something on guitar and I couldn't get it. And I'm just like frustrated. This was recently, and he goes, listen, man, if you want to be like one of the best guitar players in the world, right? I said, yeah. And he said, well, if you're going to be the best, you got to be good first. So play it good first, and then we'll. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
He sounds like a wonderful mentor is what he sounds like.
Well, you know, there's something to be said for, you know, us old people.
Yes, sometimes we know a little something.
Wisdom.
Well, you know, and that's it. We love to have young bands and artists come in because I haven't done it to you, but I do it to a lot of people. I go, hey, you know, I've been around since metal was defined.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, well, have you ever heard of this or that? And they go, no, this is our area. And I said, well, you need to listen outside that area. So,
outside the box.
Yeah.
And that's why people are so intrigued when I'm like, oh, dude, who's your favorite artist? I'm like, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley,
Ray
Charles. and it's like they were like, "What? What?"
You have good ones. I like them.
Yeah, and it's I love them too.
They're entertaining as well as great musicians.
And that's what, like, it's like all about the music, but it's also about the show. Because you can't get anywhere if you don't have a show.
So
right?
what we're trying to do here is like we already told you. I told you last time. I said we're going to keep tracking you as much as we can every year, if possible, maybe more. You know, because you're exciting, and we want to see what you're going to turn into. Because you're going to listen to these interview sessions, and you're going to go, I said that.
Yeah.
I played this. You know, who knows what's going to happen, but it's going to be cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see that, because that's my deal, is that
Thank you
we're
so
still
much.
involved, and we want to make sure that we ensure success as much as possible, you know?
And I'm happy to have, I gotta say, you know, it's not just me, it's, you know, my band, the band. I don't like to say my band because, you know,
Yeah.
but our band is like, it's awesome. You know, it can't just be me with a guitar. You know, it's got to be solid bass. And I always crack on that. It's like, Dad, come on, man. It's got to be you got to be there, okay? And I'm sure James has seen it once or twice. You know, you want to.
Yeah, I've seen it, and he does it to me too. He'll turn around and look at either Jim or myself and say, okay, you know, that was close, but that wasn't it. Dude, we got to do it like this. You know, it's this chord, it's this lick, it's this fill. We got to do it like this. And I've never worked in a situation where I was brought into somebody else's band. I've always, you know, I've always played original music, but I've always been a founding member of the bands that I've been in. This is the first time I've been invited into a band that was already established and had a formula. And when they handed me the CD, the first thing that I said when I listened to it was, wow, this is really good and it sounds good. Because I've heard so many local bands that, you know, you go see them live and they put on a great performance, but the recording quality isn't necessarily always there, you know. But these guys cut a professional album, and they handed me a real album. It wasn't just a CD of songs.
Yeah.
And then they told me to learn the parts, and that was definitely a challenge. Like working my way into the parts that the drummer, the amazing talent that they had gotten to lay.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jay LaBella.
Jay LaBella. Yeah, I need to meet that cat because he put down some sick tracks. He really did, and it really challenged me to push my drumming into a different pocket. Because a lot of the stuff I've been playing lately has been real groove oriented and very blues like and a lot more laid back. It's the first time I've played anything close to metal in probably 5 years, and it's definitely the fastest I've played in a long time. Yeah, so and a lot of comment you get as a drummer is slow down, you're going too fast, and they've yet to say that to me.
So you've got a show coming up.
If you don't mind me taking a second, my band One Day Layaway, we're a jazz rock band from Colorado Springs, a three-piece. My brother plays bass, Devin Martin, and then one of two of the most talented guitar players I know, Kyle Baker. He's an amazing guitarist, and so we put together this jazz-influenced rock band, and we're playing this Friday at Legends, no cover. We're also playing with my friend Nick Wartros. He's doing his act Ridiculous, which is really cool. He's a looper. And we're also playing with Arizona Pinstripe. They're a two-piece guitar band from Denver. And we've played a few shows with them, and they're a lot of fun, man. So if you guys can make it to the show this Friday at Legends, no cover, and one of the microbreweries in Colorado Springs here, I can't remember their name, is doing a keg tapping. So they're going to have a beer tasting going on as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good night all night.
Yeah, and I can't wait to go see his bands, like, you know, the bands that he plays in, because...
And then that's it, dude. Line up a show.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
No, I mean a radio show for, because we're already booked.
Oh, a radio show for ODL? Yeah, that would be awesome, man. I'd love to have One Day Layaway on the show. That would be a lot of fun. It was really gracious of you guys to bring in the Mule Train Express. That's the other band that I play. Yeah, Kevin Smith, man, he's great. Jim West, Mike Stewart, and Nick Wartros, he plays guitar for us and sings as well. That's a great bunch of guys to work. I have to say, I've been in Colorado for about 3 years now, a little more than 3 years, and I've met a lot of talents, and I've met a lot of super talented people, and I've met a lot of really awesome people in the music industry here. And I have to say that I'm really blessed to be in the bands that I'm in and involved in the projects that I'm in, because I'm surrounded by talent that constantly pushes me to get better and do something better and do something different. So it's been a real blessing to work with all these guys in Colorado, man.
We're glad to have you. And I got to say, you can subscribe to our event calendar on the Beat Goes On Global Internet Facebook page.
Okay.
So I won't waste time and say who's coming up next month. But since we only have like 10 minutes left, the producer in me is going to say, you know what, you got 10 minutes to tear it up.
Let's do it, man. You guys want to do
a cool lead, and then we'll slide into the next song.
we'll do Prisoner. Let's do that.
Is what were you doing at 17?
Oh my goodness.
So this is another stellar edition of the Jacob Cade project, and like we said, we're going to check back periodically, and you're going to do another show next year at least.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's always a pleasure to be around you guys, Jim. You know, Jacob, James, Claudia. This is just.
Let's get. Why is Mom always got to be in the back? That's okay. We get her in sometimes. She doesn't like.
Really, no.
Look at her.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
We love you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, man. Really, it's been a blast.
This is just the most fun. I used to say I have in 1 hour, but now it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I just got a message from our friend Mr. Michael Golembeski of Colorado Floyd. He must be listening, and thank you for that, because he said KBCM should do a live broadcast from one of our shows, and I certainly agree.
I agree too. Wouldn't that be fun?
So, you know, that's the stuff we're building up to accomplish, and thank you for the interest, everybody that has shown the love so far for the project. project, your project, our project. Hit all the pages, the web pages, get all the information about Jacob, get the merchandise, buy the CD, go to the shows, hit all of our stuff. We are just loving the surge of likes because it shows that everyone's liking what you're doing on our show. It's not that we're doing anything. You guys are killing it.
Thank you so
on
much.
every show. So, we wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
At the decision for the Bratfest winner. And
let's go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, right.
As soon as we hear
I'm
it,
stoked.
we're gonna
Right?
blast that.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who it is, we think that everyone should at least. I made this suggestion after the first round. I said Tony ought to just do a local festival with at least those 8 bands that competed, and you know he could fill up the lineup easily.
That place would, the house would be packed.
And even in the back, if they did it in the back, like they're doing the Gut Fest thing
Yeah.
in the middle of June. It's out in the patio and out and where everyone can get all sunburned and baked and, well, you know.
Take our lawn chair and
Absolutely.
check it out.
But you know what? Thanks so much for everybody's involvement. We got to thank Ed and Annie and Lisa and Jolise and everybody that's a part of this that does something. It's just, I couldn't do anything by myself. So
I think we should thank you too, Mark. You're the guy
Yeah,
with
thank
the
you, man.
wonderful
thanks, Mark.
idea that's brought this community together, the music community together.
well, it's by the graciousness of the Victory Christian Media Group that allows this to happen and realizes the fact that this is how you work a community, build a ministry.
Yes.
So thanks to everybody, and same time next week is going to be our friend Mr. Randy Knowles, and I can't wait to hear what he's going to do because this guy's just getting out again, but he's a legend here in town.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the first indication of the May lineup. You can look at it on the Facebook page, and like I said, subscribe to the event, subscribe to the YouTube channel because there's this great stuff on there. You can make a playlist. You don't even have to listen to commercial radio anymore.
Awesome.
Okay, so Ed, take it away.
Wow, what an amazing show. This was the Jacob Cade Project on the Beat Goes On Global Internet Radio Show. Please tune in next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at KBCM Radio. Also check out our Facebook and YouTube page of the same name, Southern Colorado Musician and Artist Cooperative. You are tuned in to Victory Christian Media at kbcmradio.com. See you next time.
Yay!
Yeah.